Next up, Trap from our hometown hero, M. Night Shyamalan. Philly boy, M. Night Shyamalan. And Josh Hartnett, who's having a big revival at the moment.
Yeah, somehow.
The Hartnett Assance.
Yeah. I love we got to a point now with M. Night where it's like, we're back to the point where like, oh, wow, the movie might be good. For a while, it was like, oh, this movie's going to be great. And then it was like, oh, this is all going to be garbage. And now we're at a point where it's just like, I don't know, it might suck, but it might be funny. This is the story of just a dad wants to show his daughter a good time at a concert. And it turns out he's a murderer. He's a butcher, actually. And the entire concert is one trap to catch him. And he has to figure out an exit strategy to get out of here without drawing attention to himself. The lady, the musical person in the film is the director's daughter, not the daughter who did The Watchers. Apparently, M. Night has a different daughter who was a singer. So he cast her in his movie about a girl who sings. Nepotism.
He was like in the interviews, he said that, I was talking to my daughter and we were trying to figure out a movie we can make that puts music at the center. The music is crucial to the movie. And I was like, I mean, the music is in the movie.
Yeah.
That's definitely true.
Yeah. It wasn't really, it's not like the songs were relaying what was happening in the plot. That could have been something.
Yeah, like there's like clues in the songs. I mean, she did apparently write like 12 original songs for the movie. But yeah, I don't know if they achieved the experiment they set out to.
What I will say though about this actress, early on in the movie, she goes on a speech about how she had troubles with her father, and she mentions that she forgave her father. And I went, "You got to be kidding me! That's a running gag on this show." And I texted Crystal right away. I was like, "Did you see Trap? There's a whole message about forgiving fathers in it." Speaking of which, let's see Crystal update. No? Okay. Still building the computer, maybe. Still building it. But yeah, this movie, okay, I want to know what your guys' thoughts are first. Joey, what did you feel about Trap?
Well, I went with a big group, and
okay,
so half of us were like, wow, this fucking movie was awesome. And the other half was like, that was the dumbest fucking movie I ever seen in my life. And I got to be honest with you, I really enjoyed it. I think what I really enjoyed the most was the entire time I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck is going to happen next? Like, this was the first movie in a while, and maybe I'm just a moron, but I never got the fucking, I always would guess what would happen, but it would always be something different. I thought the daughter part was going to be like super fucking annoying. Like it was going to be a giant commercial for her music. It really wasn't. And I loved all the twists, and it kind of reminded me of like the old school Twilight Zone episodes where you're like, what the fuck's the twist going to be this time? And the ending is like really where it fucking came together. I thoroughly enjoyed the ending. This was
the
like,
ending is where okay, never mind.
I loved the ending, but this one I thoroughly enjoyed. It didn't feel like a movie. It felt like I was on like a fucking roller coaster ride. I just really enjoyed the experience of watching this movie, which I haven't felt in a really long time. So do with that information what you will.
Really
not since Borderlands.
Yeah. It's no Woody Woodpecker, man, but it's something.
Forgot we did the Woody Woodpecker.
It's so fucking bad. I hate that fucking thing.
Gil, do you agree it's movie of the year? That's what Joey basically just said.
I agree, Joey, for the first half. I did like the I think M. Night Shyamalan is great at shooting suspense, but it's always a question of how long will he be able to sustain it, and a lot of times the movie just falls apart. For me, that was about halfway through. But for the first half, I thought he did a great job portraying this creepiness where he's an actor acting like somebody who's acting, and everything he says sounds just normal enough that you believe the people around him would buy it, but just off enough that we know he's faking it. And they kept doing this trick where they would film him and whoever he's talking to dead center, so it looks like they're staring directly into the camera, and so it makes you really uncomfortable. Plus, setting it in the concert, it really does feel like a caged animal, and it just keeps closing in on him, and you just don't know what's going to happen when if they corner him, how bad are things going to go. So I felt very tense. And Joey, just like you said, I kept wondering, where is this going to go? Because it is a weird experiment where we're following this main character who's a bad guy. We know from the beginning that he's a killer. Though it's kind of cheating, this experiment, because it's like we got you to sympathize with the killer, but by not showing you actually him acting out any awful things. It's sort of theoretical to us.
Well, no. He did a couple bad things.
You know, he does eventually,
Yeah,
but I'm saying
down the
for the
stairs,
first,
and then
like,
he shoots
Yeah.
grease into that girl's face and melts it.
Oh yeah.
that's like 20, 30 minutes in though. So there's like a good
okay.
portion, at least at the beginning.
Yeah.
But without spoiling anything, just as the situation evolves in the movie and you lose some of those special elements I talked about, I feel like it starts to become more of just a generic kind of cat and mouse thing. And there's just nothing special to it.
Yeah. I really liked everything at the concert. I was really, really enjoying it. I know the acting is being criticized, but like, I think everyone acting weird is what will set it apart and make it memorable. No one is acting how a human would in real life. If the twist was that this was like a planet of like space aliens all pretending to be human, but they don't know each other are space aliens, and this is how they're communicating, I would believe it. Because like none of the conversations sound natural. Josh Hartnett is clearly lying, and everyone's like, okay. But like, no, I feel like that should annoy me. But for me, I'm just like, oh, this is hilarious. I got to keep watching this.
I did actually think, I was like, is this going to be a reveal where he's like, well, I guess I shouldn't say what I thought because that would be a spoiler, right?
Yeah,
that it wasn't
yeah,
that.
yeah.
All right, I won't say anything.
Well, I mean, we spoiled that Kate Blanchett is the fire lady.
Yeah, we ruined Borderlands.
I refuse.
It was good
to
until
ruin
then.
Trap. Yeah.
But yeah, so the two mysteries for me that were like engaging were like, how's he gonna get out? And how did they realize he was gonna be there? That was like a big mystery for me.
Oh yeah.
They eventually answer it. The problem is like, it's very, very engaging. And I knew he was going to get out and it was going to go on for a little bit. Like, I was fine with that. And I assumed it'd end on a cliffhanger. But then it ends on a cliffhanger, and then a cliffhanger, and then a cliffhanger, and then a cliffhanger. And it keeps going.
Yeah, you're right. I kept thinking it was the end of the movie. And I was like, it's still going? How long have I been
That's
here?
a good place to end it. And then it would go for like another 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, that's a good place to end it. And then it would keep going. I'm like, why are they not ending this? Why? And like the very last shot of the movie, I was like, if the movie kept going on for 30 minutes, I would have believed it. I'm like, what the fuck? Just end. Why do we keep dragging this out? So it kind of got ruined for me in the third act where it just kept dragging everything out. And I'm like, no, you had a nice tight thing. It was fun when they got to the other place, but you got to like end it at some point. Although I do love when they were staring into the cameras, because that reminds me a lot of the shots in Silence of the Lambs. By the way, I stay in that Buffalo Bill house. I might have mentioned it earlier. Go back and check out the vlog. But no, there's a lot of shots in Silence of the Lambs where it's all head on, staring right into your eyes. Yeah, overall, though, I really enjoyed it, even though it does overstay its welcome. It's not great. I'll probably never watch it again. I'll probably just watch scenes of Josh Hartnett being a weirdo. That I will check out. But I don't know, Joey, you think should people see this?
Yeah, I think give it a shot. I think it's going to be hit or miss, but I think you should watch it because, like I said, it's an experience.
Yeah. What did you think, Gil, overall?
Yeah, I think it depends. If you're the kind of person where you have a very binary, like the movie was good or not, I would say skip it. But if you can tolerate, like I liked some of that, didn't like some of it, I would say it's worth seeing.
Okay, hold on. I'm just trying to get an update over here.
Also, Tony, I just realized that's Zeke in The Faculty.
Who?
Which Josh Hartnett.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I did not even that just clicked for me. Because we have a nice relationship with The Faculty, if you know.
We do. We actually reviewed The Faculty. It was a very oh wait, never mind. She's logging in. Let's give it a second for her to log in. I was about to skip to another thing.
Wait, what happened with The Faculty? You said like you reviewed it, and then you're like, yeah. So
he was like going to tell a
happened?
story, and then just forgot.
That's where we did. Sorry, I was distracted. That's where we got
The drugs, not slugs
The,
thing.
the drugs, not slugs. More drugs, less slugs. So, Gil, I'm shocked you don't know this because you obviously watch every single episode I do 5 times. We got one of those like automated like spam calls during the episode. Oh, there she is. We'll let you in a second. Let me finish this freaking story. And like it was after we got to the point in the movie where drugs kill all the alien slugs. And it was about like fundraising for like the police to stop drugs, and I just kept fighting with this robot. I'm like, no, we need more drugs, and I just kept going because it was a robot and it didn't know when to hang up.